Welcome back to another episode of Cigar Wealth. I am your host, TK, and I hope all of you are doing well. For those who are new to the channel, welcome. And for those who are tuning back in, thank you and welcome back. Great topic today from Brother Ramos. Brother Ramos, thank you for your question. Today we're going to talk about cigars and distribution. What is it? How to get into it? How to get access to it? This episode is being brought to you by A.T.Fields Cigars. I'm smoking the Maduro today. If you want more information on A.T.Fields cigars, make sure you check the link and provide it in the description, or check with your local retailer about the A.T.Fields cigar collection. Dominican Republic profile, and the retrohale is just right. Thank you, A.T.Fields cigar brand, for being a partner with Cigar Wealth. So let's go ahead and get to our question. Cigar distribution. So in a nutshell, I'm going to break this down in a nutshell for you. So this is a very common thing in the cigar industry for cigar distribution. Cigar distribution is when, instead of going directly to the manufacturer, you go through a company that has ordered wholesale from different manufacturers and say, we offer these brands within our scope of services. Whereas if you go to that manufacturer directly, that manufacturer may say, well, you may be a new lounge and you want to open up an account with us. However, there's a prerequisite or there's a requirement. 9 times out of 10, there's either a purchase requirement or years of business requirement or a size requirement or a theme or style requirement. There's all types of potential requirements that may be in line for opening up a new account for new lounges. So what happens is the lounge owner may say, well, I don't want the entire portfolio from this manufacturer. All I want is maybe 5 of those boxes, 3 of these boxes, mix and match this, that, and the other. So what happens is, instead of spending all 10, for example, I'm going to use the number $10,000. $10,000 in this one manufacturer, I'd rather take that $10,000 and spread it between products with different manufacturers. And for that to happen, you probably are going to need to go through a distributor. 9 times out of 10, you need to go through a distributor who has already purchased their product at a wholesale cost to get that price that they have it at. And they have a majority or a variety of products from different manufacturers, where now you can go to that distributor and say, I want 2 of these, 2 of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those, or mix and match, however you want to go, whatever your route is. So in distribution, getting to a distributor, what is required to get to a distributor? Of course, depending on your city and state and county, you're going to need your tobacco license. You're going to need some business license information. You're going to need your credentials in regards to just your business entity in itself. That's just a common thing across the board. How to become a distributor is another tier to this question. How to become a distributor. To become a distributor, you're going to need a lot of money. Let's just start there. You're going to need a lot of money because you're purchasing wholesale from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30 manufacturers, and you're not ordering 1, 2 boxes. You're ordering 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. I'm just using 1,000 as an example. But that's how many units you're going to need to order to even get started as a distributor per se. And then you have to go and solicit your services in that respected state, city. Mind you, you have to adhere to the tobacco laws. Of course, when it comes to distribution of tobacco and selling over state lines, that's right. You definitely need to get with your local ATB, alcohol, tobacco, and beverages in your area. ATB, alcohol, tobacco, and beverages. At least that's what it is here in the state of Florida. In other states, it may be something different. Beverages, tobacco, and alcohol, or the BAT. Beverages, alcohol, and tobacco. It depends on the city and state. Either way, just Google it. Tobacco licensing. distribution, manufacturing, whatever that may be in your respective state. Getting access to a distributor. There are distributors that you can literally just Google. If you just go to Google and type in cigar distributor, they will pop up. You can open up an account with them, and they all have their own set of requirements or their own set of prerequisites that you would need to have in place before you can start placing orders with them at a wholesale cost. So you may be asking, is there a difference if I order from the manufacturer and pricing from the manufacturer versus ordering from a distributor? In my experience, I have noticed that if you order from the manufacturer, the caveat is you're going to need to order whatever they say you're going to need to order, depending on the relationship. So that means they may say, yeah, you're required to purchase 5 of these, 5 boxes. Whereas if you go through a distributor, you can order 1 box, but if they're selling their box, meaning the manufacturer, selling their box for $80, but you have to buy 5 of them, this distributor say, well, you don't have to purchase 5, you can purchase 1. However, we're going to sell it at $95, or we're going to sell it at $100, but you are not required to purchase 5. You can just order 1 of this, 1 of that, 1 of this, and so forth, mix and match. So there are some pros and definitely some cons to distribution, working with the distributor, depending on what your budget and depending on what your budget style is, or your, when I say budget style, meaning your budget frequency. First of all, do you have a budget? Do you have a big budget to do this? And before you do any of this, just make sure if you have a business model, a business plan in place. And if you don't have one, you can go to cigarwealth.com, my website, get one for free. And understand that if you're going to invest all of this money, make sure it's worth it. Make sure it's worth it. Do not get caught up in the foolishness that you see on social media. These people make it seem like they're making money doing what they're doing, and they're not. Do not get caught up in this vanity vice. Oh, they have a cigar brand and it looks like they're making money, so I'm going to go ahead and invest ABC amount of dollars. What they're not showing you is how much money they've lost and that it's not working, and how many corners they did cut just to say, I'm here. You don't want to do that. Be smart. If you're going to go to social media, learn what not to do on social media. What not to do. If it makes, you ever heard the phrase, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense? In actuality, it's backwards. If it makes sense, it'll make dollars. If it makes sense, it will make dollars. So I hope I was able to give you some direction, some understanding of cigar distribution in certain cities, states. I've seen all types of distributors. And depending on the manufacturer, relationship, it's all about relationships in this industry. Relationships, you can do certain things with certain manufacturers depending on your relationship. That's most important. So I hope I was able to give you some insight on this question, Brother Ramos. I hope it was insightful. I hope you got something to walk away with and give you some more direction as far as the ATF or the beverage, alcohol, and tobacco in your respective state and city, should you go the route of distribution. And if you're looking for a distributor to order product from for maybe your retail shop or maybe your mobile lounge or maybe your whatever it may be, you can definitely just Google retail, Google cigar distributors. Cigar distributors. You can definitely go there. Plenty of them out there. And if you want to get into the game, just make sure it's worth it. Okay? No matter what you get into, just make sure it's worth it. Being famous and being broke is not worth it. Got a question about business, cigars? Ask TK, and I will do the best of my ability to give you a proper answer and give you some guidance and leadership with it. Till next time, A.T.Fields. This being your humidor. Enjoy. Take care.